Hey cuties, PeachY here, welcome back to a new video, and in this video we have some Monster High news to talk about from the G3 Lagoona prototype doll finally being fully revealed, so we'll talk about who did it better, and then we have some more movie sequel news, the trailer dropping soon, some more information, and more, so stay tuned and let's get into it. Okay, so starting off, obviously we gotta talk about the new G3 Lagoona prototype doll finally being fully revealed, because previously we had only seen like the little circle, like the little bubble of her face, basically the prototype. We never actually saw her full outfit, which leads me to my next question here, which is, are people gatekeeping the prototype images? Like, are people purposefully not sharing some stuff, some Monster High leaks and news stuff like that, like their prototypes here? Like, does someone, for instance, have the Claudine prototype images, or Gulia, Toralei, Deuce? Like, do people have those and are just not sharing them? Like, what's happening here? I thought we people, the community, Monster High community, we were all on the same side. But I guess people just keep things, and why? I like, what do they gain from keeping? I don't know. But I guess yeah, there are people who are not sharing all the leaks. So I don't know when we'll get to see Claudine's full prototype, or Deuce, or maybe they are not allowed to share, but then why do they have the pictures in the first place? So girl, I don't know. Like, unless they work with Mattel, like, how? Like, then they're themselves, like, why do they have them? But anyways, it's just weird. Like, please share, please. But yeah, so Lagoona, we finally have a full image of her prototype, and yeah, wow, she looks different. She looks so much more blue, which a lot of people, didn't believe it. But yeah, she used to be blue. She was gonna be blue in the first place, but then they tested the design, the original, obviously the prototype, they tested with kids, and kids responded badly. They basically said that they didn't like that she was blue, and so they made her pink. And I actually saw a really good comment by Jacob here under my post where I talked about Lagoona. And they said that it would have been really interesting if they would have made Lagoona have vitiligo. And then that way they could have still kept her blue, entirely blue, but they could have introduced some, like with the vitiligo, they could have added some pink to her design. And it wouldn't have been like too much, it would have just been like those vitiligo spots, randomly on her body, so it could have been still blue, but a little bit of pink here and there. So I read that, and immediately I was like, that is genius. Like, how come no one in the Mattel designing team thought of giving Lagoona vitiligo? And that way they could have kept her blue, not anger fans, but also introduce some pink into her color palette, and also satisfy kids' desires, and in that way kind of like finding a middle ground, so compromise, right? So that would have been really cool, but maybe that would have been too too busy. I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe they tried that route and it didn't work out. So honestly, we don't know. So maybe they tried stuff and it just didn't work out as best than if they just made her completely pink. So, but yeah, speaking of, I actually think I like the pink Lagoona more in this case. Like, overall, the final one, just the face looks so much better. The hairstyle, everything is the same basically, but I definitely prefer the final face sculpt for Lagoona. She just looks much more cute and just kawaii. Like, I just think she looks so much better. Like, she doesn't, like, the prototype Lagoona face kind of creeps me out. Like, I don't know, just like the face mold, the eyes are too big. She's kind of like staring into my soul. So I don't love prototype Lagoona's face here, but I do prefer kind of like her outfit and what it could have been. Like, I kind of prefer the oversized hoodie aspect more. I don't like the yellow color choice there, but I do like the actual size of the hoodie more, and I like that it kind of like goes over her shorts, where we can see they have fishnets attached, and we can see also that the pockets are like peeking out. So I think that I definitely prefer over the final version shorts that we ended up getting. So I think overall her outfit I prefer more than the final version of Lagoona. But again, I feel like it just kind of fits with her color palette, and it just I still like it. I still like the final version of Lagoona, even though yeah, I kind of prefer the original outfit. And the shoes, I think I might prefer the prototype shoes as well, like because they have like the little octopus design, right? I think that's so cute. I think that just looks more interesting than just like some generic looking sneakers with like a wave heel, a wedge or whatever. Like I think both shoes are okay, but I think the octopus design was more interesting. But overall, I mean, I think the final Lagoona just looks better, and I think that the way that they introduced some blue with the legs is still good. And I think if they had kept it blue, the finish of the legs, maybe that would have been, I mean, I don't know. For me personally, that would have been better of a look than it being matte. But we all know that the paint, the pink paint on the legs, it does tend to chip off, unfortunately. So, you know, even that is not really like the best execution. But yeah, I think overall Lagoona final design, I think I prefer more overall, even though some aspects I do enjoy from the prototype version. It's just very curious to see how they changed the designs. And again, I want to see Claudine next. I want to see Deuce next. If there is a Ghoulia prototype, I want to see her drop. I want to see Torlai. Like we already saw like a blurry version of her, but like I want to see all the prototypes. Like it's just always interesting to see how they evolved, how they changed and why they changed. Next up, we have to talk about the new poster here for the Monster High live action movie sequel, and they shared the new poster with a caption that revealed we're going to get the new trailer in 2 days, the 15th of September, so basically on Friday. Yeah, so that is so exciting. I cannot wait. I think I was kind of confused because I thought, didn't we already get like a trailer? But I think we just got a teaser trailer, so we didn't actually get like a full-on trailer yet, just teasers so far. So I cannot wait to see the full-on trailer. Hopefully there will be more revealed, but not too much. Just, you know, a couple of confirmations, like Valentine, is he back? Maybe, you know, with someone confirming his name, you know, like the villain, are we gonna get to see them? Maybe also see some more of the actual plot, like what's gonna happen, because I really don't actually know like what's gonna happen detailed, like a detailed plot. Like I don't know what's gonna happen really. Just I think we can all kind of like surmise that now with this poster they do in fact venture to the human world, which before we had seen kind of like theories about, rumors that, you know, they'll kind of like go into like an abandoned building and that kind of looks like a like part of like the human world. So yeah, I guess they do in fact go to the human world. Not everyone, like as we can see, it's only the people in this poster. So yeah, that does mean that unfortunately that is the reason why Lagoona and Cleo have not been promoted as much yet in the posters or featured as at all, because they do not venture into the real human world. They stay back. I guess they stay at Monster High. That's why they're not prominent or at all in the posters or the trailer as of, I guess, at all in the movie, the sequel. So that is very sad, which means, yeah, Abby, Ghoulia, for sure, they're not even going to be like center stage when they, you know, cut back to Monster High to check back in with Cleo and Lagoona. Like Abby and Ghoulia are probably going to be just like some background characters. Like they're not going to have much to do at all if Cleo and Lagoona even are not going to be in the center of the movie. So that's very sad, because I think we all had hopes for Lagoona and Cleo to get more development, you know, as characters. So that's disappointing, but hopefully this movie does well and then we'll get a third one, and then in that movie we'll get to see more of Cleo and Lagoona as characters. Hopefully. I had hopes to see Cleo dragging human fashion in the, you know, real world and the human world, but I guess that's not gonna happen, or at least not yet. So again, kind of disappointed, but I get it. Why? I get why. It's because, you know, obviously they can't take all the characters to the human world, they gotta keep some behind so they can also keep like a B plot happening in the Monster High School. So speaking of we know who's going to the human world, which includes Toralei. So Toralei, new character, she's going to the human world as well, I guess, to do whatever they're gonna do. And then Deuce and Heath is surprising, right? Because like I don't think anyone really expected Heath to be part of like the main cast, like the main A plot, right? Because Heath in the first movie was more like a sidekick to Deuce, but I think they also brought in Heath because they needed more they needed more male characters. So that's why, representation, I guess, that's important. So I understand why, from optically speaking, like if it's only Deuce as a guy who's in the like part of the A plot, like yeah, I guess they do need like another boy to kind of like even things out. But yeah, it still sucks. But then they should have just introduced Claude. Claude, he could have been there. Maybe he will be. I don't know. I mean, so far I made a whole video about the spoilers for the movie plot, but Alperetta is supposed to be in the movie. Valentine, like I mentioned. Maybe some other characters that we haven't seen leaked yet. Claude. Maybe he'll make an appearance in the credits. I hope so. So I mean, it would make sense. It would make sense. So Draculaura obviously is going to be about her. Mainly the plot is going to be about her finding herself, I guess, being a witch or a vampire, being both, choosing, right? And then Claudine and Toralei are gonna have a feud, and Frankie is just there because they're awesome. So there's your plot, there's your movie, basically. Also, people were wondering, like, who are those people in the sky? Are those witches? I think those are witches, perhaps. Some as part of the villain's crew trying to take down Claudine. I don't know who they are specifically. Maybe one of them is Valentine, but they're wearing hoods. They look very mysterious. And then also, where is this taking place? Is this Boo York, or I guess New York, if this is the human world? I don't know where this is actually taking place in a city or wherever it is. Like, does it have a name? Is it a nameless city? It might be New York, but because people were saying Boo York, but Boo York is the monster counterpart to New York. So I think it will be New York since they are in the human world of Boo, right? So I don't know. It's confusing, but we don't have confirmed as of right now, like which city this is. But it would be cool if it was New York, Boo York. But I guess we'll have to wait and see until the trailer drops 2 days from now, which I will break down for sure. Oh, and lastly, Girlies and Ghouls also shared that apparently the new Neon Frights dolls are available for pre-order on Amazon. I don't have a link, but I'm just letting y'all know, if you are actively searching these out, they are apparently going to be available for pre-order on Amazon, US at least. Yeah, for me, I haven't seen them, and I live in Europe. So if you live in Europe, I don't think they're going to come out yet. I think they're going to probably hit stores November, probably much later than in the US. So yeah, I wouldn't worry. But yeah, they're coming out soon. I definitely think that they're going to come out soon, by the end of the year, hopefully in Europe, and also of course in the US way before that, as we've already seen. Paul Mart store, they've already shipped out Frankie and Draculaura from Neon Frights. So yeah, stores are gonna get them early for sure. That was the video. I hope y'all enjoyed. Leave a like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and become a member today so you don't miss out when I post more content like this coming your way daily and keeping you up to date with all the adult tea you love. Stay safe, be kind. I hope this next time stay peachy. Kisses.